Hi, writers. Welcome. Happy Thursday. It is our last official week before our quarter 2 ends, which is really exciting. We've been doing a lot of hard work. And today I want us to focus on how our informational writing, how we can pay special attention to how we edit our work. And so, especially when we're talking about our paragraphs. And within a paragraph, we want to make sure that every sentence inside of the paragraph fits together. And so if we're thinking back to all of our work, thinking about informational writing and the organization and how we planned our table of content, think back to how we organize and how important organization is. Remember when we did this activity a couple of weeks ago and we were trying to come up with what different categories, how could we organize these objects? And some people thought big picture, like maybe we can get them all at the store. For the most part, we should be able to get all of these supplies from a store. So that could be a way of organizing. Another person thought of, well, maybe something in the kitchen or bathroom. And then we took it a step further and thought about how we can organize it to be even more precise and how we could fit something in the fridge, like the broccoli, sometimes the bread, the eggs, the milk, they go in the refrigerator. And some things go in the cabinet. That could be like the peanut butter, tea bags, and also we could have to put some of these things in the bathroom. For example, like toothpaste should probably be in the bathroom, soap, we probably also need soap in the kitchen as well. And so we were thinking about different ways in how we could organize our writing. And this is really important, especially if we're thinking about important to chunk our information that is similar and what we might need to put in a separate pile. And so today I want to show you a student example of staying safe in the car. And I want to read out loud this work. It's great work. I love it. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Staying safe in the car. One way to stay safe in the car while you are riding in a car is to buckle your seatbelt. I've never had to remove a dead person from a seatbelt, one traffic officer said. He meant that if someone is buckled into a seatbelt, that person will probably survive even dangerous accidents. It is dangerous to drive long distances on the highway if you are short on sleep. Take a break and stretch your legs or ask someone else to drive for a while. And so when I'm looking at this paragraph right over here, I'm thinking to myself, is this that great? I love the writing. We're talking about staying safe to the car. But does something shift in this paragraph? We begin this paragraph by talking about one way to stay safe in the car is to buckle your seatbelt. But then the writer shifts. Still talking about being safe in the car. But this would be a great time to have a new paragraph. And where we're wanting to put this new paragraph is right over here. When it shifts to talking about how it's dangerous to be in a car for a long distance when you haven't had a lot of sleep. And so we're gonna go ahead and put in a new paragraph line. And so give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and I'm trying to here we want this one, and I think this should do it. So we're gonna go ahead. Oh, that is a thick boy. Let's go ahead and erase that real quick. Is this the eraser? I think so. Well, we'll just. Can I delete it? Oh, yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and try it one more time with this lovely pen. I'm gonna just. No, that's not what I want. Oh, no, that is not it either. Okay, let me pause for a second. So I'm trying to put in my paragraph break, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and draw a thick line right here, which isn't exactly what I want it to be. But for it being a screenshot on my laptop, this is the best I can do. So we're gonna go ahead and put a paragraph right over here because we see that this first paragraph, this first portion is talking about how to stay safe in the car with a seatbelt. The next part has to do with how it's dangerous to drive long distances on the highway when you're exhausted. And so we're gonna have one more example of us showing off this work. I'm not gonna save this. And as a class, we're gonna do this together and we're gonna look at how this is the next chapter, staying safe at home. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just start reading out loud this paragraph. And then we're going to go ahead together and look at where we would put in that new paragraph. Staying safe at home. Your bedroom may have clutter on the floor. You and other people might trip over that clutter. Also, don't let wires crisscross the room because, again, they can make you and other people trip. Your kitchen is another place to watch for safety. Don't place knives where toddlers can reach them. So although this chapter is all talking about staying safe at home, our first chapter begins with staying in the bedroom. And then we see a shift of when it's on a different place of the home. And so right over here, when we see that it's switching to the kitchen, I think that would be a great place to note that the setting has changed. So I'm gonna put a line right over here, right over there. And that would be the next chapter. Maybe we could talk about some other safety things that we could do in that chapter to show off why that's important and why we would make that two places. So today, what you're going to submit to Schoology is you're going to continue working on our chapter books. And next week, we have our celebration because that's our last week of quarter 2. We are done. And so what I want us to keep in mind and to continue thinking about is how we revise our work. And you and your partner, I want to make sure that we're ending every sentence with punctuation, period, exclamation point, or question mark, depending on what the sentence is talking about. Remember, we are starting every sentence with capitalized letters. Yeah. And luckily for a lot of you, because we're on our iPads, it automatically does that for you. Haha, that's beautiful. Lastly, we also want to make sure that we are spelling the words that we know how to spell. And sometimes if we are unsure of how to spell low, we could maybe think about snow, blow, no, and think about words that sound similar to it and how some words have long O's or short O's depending on what it is. And also Google. Like, that's the beauty of Google, guys. If we're unsure of how to spell something, hey Siri, how do you spell low? And she will gladly tell you. Make sure others can read your writing. If you're writing in your notebook and submitting pictures, just make sure that we can read your writing, because if we can't, that puts us in a hard place. Remember, if I can't see it, I can't grade it. And we want to make sure that we are checking for run-on sentences and when we need to stop. And lastly, we just want to make sure that every sentence fits in our paragraphs. And when you're working on your edits and revisions, if you want to work on them in a different color, that would be great. I hope you guys have a great day, and let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and be sure to stop by office hours. Bye!